have the leg yielding in the trot now. And you're riding into your outside rein, but you're trying to get a little soft in the right jaw. So her neck will stretch a little bit in the trot. Better. Now back in the circle. Try to get a little better feel. Imagine your fingers on the outside rein, that your fingers were long enough to reach down there and hold the outside bit ring steadier at the corner of her mouth. I think I've got to hold that outside bit ring a little steadier, and then try to get a little softer with your bending to the inside. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I've got to have that, and the outside rein, it doesn't make her look to the outside, but it gives you control. Yes. Yeah, and then, as I said, in 3 steps, you can, with your little yielding aid, you can get her better in the inside flexion. She gives the jaw. So you will walk again, and think about that. I've got to keep her, I've got to have enough feel in the outside rein, and now the halt. Good, now she have good. Now the turn, and leg yield now already. So ride with your left elbow so she doesn't swing on launches. Much good. Make a little round there. Good. Keep your left rein. Now yielding again. Okay. Now okay. Now okay. And down. Yeah, good. And then into the bend. Good. Good. Keep your left elbow. Gotta have that feel. Like I said, the fingers stabilize this bit. Decide a bit. There. Now try it on again. So I can barely keep her that round on the left rein. Very good. Keep her that round on the left rein, but she looks inside. And then circle. Now be ready to camp. A little bit from your leg, sit, and camp for now. And then in the canter rhythm, a little bit same idea. Swing to the bit, so I still have a nice outside bungee cord. And from the center line over, if you could literally leg yield her with some bend, which should start to give a little bit better. Give her a pretty little neck. Right? Good job. Swing the hip to the bit. Make her think a little turn in the forehand and hand. 1, 2, 3, go ahead. Out. Shut your outside elbow. And shut your outside elbow and your hip together. Yeah, good, good. And now I dare you to bend her without leaving the line. Think about that. Could you make her look more to the inside, but don't let her change the line she's on. Keep the left rein, your right leg is on. And I dare you to bend her. Make her look a little bit at your toe for 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. And now soft on the right leg. There. Good. And now back to trotting. I got that, right?
Yeah.
Good. Good, good, good. Think about that. I've got to be able to bend my horse, but not necessarily have her leave the line I'm on. And that's why I'm yielding. She goes pretty well to the right, doesn't she?
When she wants to.
What's that?
When she wants to.
Well, when you made it happen. It wasn't that she wanted to. You influential your aids and you changed how she goes. So that's now you're getting to a nice twin level outline and connection, right? Yeah. So just think even within that, and the down sit, I bet you could make her even a little rounder. Even a little rounder than that. And if you've got tools in your toolbox. Yeah. Outside bungee, good. There. You have to be able to regulate that tempo, right? There we go. So then she kind of gets softer, right?
Yeah.
Good. Now can you stretch her? You can create her willingness to really stretch to the bit now. Very good. And that's part of this whole getting showing the way. The beginning is pretty good. Gotta stay in touch with her. And then we still want to have light contact. You've got to feel like your fingers are still long enough to reach down there and show it away. So I've got to stay there. There. Could you bend her a little more over a few steps? And would that help her to get a little looser? Bend her a little more. Okay. Make sure that your seat tempo helps to regulate a little bit. There. Now we shorten the reins. If you keep the perfect circle and the perfect tempo as you shorten the reins. We're expecting her to come loop nicely back on the bit now. Good. Good shot. straight ahead. So go straight ahead this time. We'll leave the circle. But still think even when you go straight ahead, you still have tools to keep her steady and round, right? She looks a little bit to the inside. And you have two corners that she's going to bend a little bit more in her body, right? Make a reminder a little bit of her yielding aid. And now come on the long diagonal to change direction. And then at X, walk, halt. And walk 2 steps around and halt now. So, all right, and halt. Let's halt there. Now walk, finish the diagonal, but now go a little sideways from the left leg, legging over the walk. The outside lane. And expect her now to bend inside. Bend inside. Good. And then here, then halt again right here for a moment. In the halt, I have to close the hind legs very good to the bit. Good. Now walk on again. Good. Good, good. Make a good corner in the walk. So we're kind of catching our breath for a moment, but she's still on task, right? Now ride the long diagonal. Go on the diagonal toward F. So turn on the diagonal. So look at F. So she's aiming that line. And then at the center line, remember the right foot, halt again. Very good. Now from your right leg, ride 1 step of a turn in the forehand so you're looking straight out the door, and then leg yield toward F. So start a turn in the forehand from your right leg. So you're going to push your hind foot. So you're going to look out the door. Wait, no, she still looks right. Teresa. Alright, so you're on the diagonal. I just want you to push your hind fingers over here, and then you're going to walk on and leg yield away from us. You got it. Yeah, good. Now leg yield toward F. So walk on forward, and try to get her shoulders a little more over to the left. So hopefully you can see some of it in the mirror soon. There. So she's essentially parallel, but the shoulders go a little bit ahead of the hind legs. And then you find the timing of your right leg. Now, now, now. And then does she bend better her body because of the leg yield, right? And now trot on a big circle there. And from having done that extra little leg yield, is she more accessible again? And decide to get out of the ring. Good. Swing your hip to the bit. Good. So now, at the door. Now join the track. So you ride a good corner coming up, and now cross the long diagonal from there. Good, good corner, good job, good. And then now walk, and at the center line, halt. And walk a few steps, bring the hind legs to the bit, and halt. Good. Now look at me from your left leg, ride 1 step of a turn in the forehand, and then you're going to continue leg yielding, now leg yielding over toward him. And I know now you don't have the mirror, but I want you to feel a little bit that positioning, that the shoulder is a little bit ahead of the hind legs, like. Good. So the haunches don't get ahead of the shoulders. And you keep her into the right rein. Tell me when you're using your left leg.
Now.
Feel the left hind leg now. Better there. Good. Good. And now does she come smoothly into the bend? Good. Good. And now trot on again. Leg yielding helps us, huh? Very good. And now one big circle to the left. Good. You regulate the tempo, and by that I mean that she doesn't just go faster, right? That you can keep it the tempo you want. And now show her the way to stretch again. Because he's getting his willingness to stretch. And using your yielding into the bending aids is what's going to help to get even a few more degrees of stretching. There we go. Come on, show her the way. Yep. Good for you. Good. On the down sit. Careful your seat doesn't collar a little bit in the back of the saddle. Keep that influence, that good controller on the outside rein, but now bend her, heel her into the bend inside. Slow down a little bit. Yeah, I'll get that. That's right. She's sensitive to that for sure. Show her the way. Show her the way that she bend, and her neck to come 3 inches lower in front of the ribs. There. Yeah, even more. Good for you. Yeah, that's right. There you go. That's it. Yeah. This is so important, huh? Good job. Good. And now retake. One final retake. Keep the perfect geometry of the circle. Expect her to come that you can shorten the reins and you can yield into the bend. In a way, it feels like the stretch helps her to do better in her there. Now, good. Bring her back a little bit. Kind of think you're getting her ready to walk. But now go on. Play with that a little bit. I said I think I'm going to make my long horse a little shorter for a handful of steps. I'm going to make my long horse a little good. Good. Now keep your hands at your mouth, and now you spring a little. Now you go a little forward. Good what you did to bring her back. Now we just have to kind of sort out that piece that I can go forward and she stays round, right? We go back. So take a few steps and think that you've got influence and just squish her a little bit together in a good way. Make her a little rounder. A little rounder. Yes. Good. Now you've got to stay in touch with her. There. Good. Now straight ahead. And do that a couple times on the long side. Bring her, squish her a little bit together again. Remember, every corner is an opportunity for you to bend her in her body for 3 steps. Good. That is good use of the corner. Then she comes out of it on the long side. Yeah, she's a little more regulated on the long side now, isn't she? Yeah. Straight ahead. Super. Squeeze your elbows. I can bring her back, but it doesn't really mean a loss of energy. It's about connection. So make a good corner, then turn up the center line, a nice straight center line. So just straight on the center line. And actually, let's turn left and let's do that again. Now you've got her straight, so you can have her bend into the turn here. And on the long side here, now bring her back to walk. Walk a handful of steps, keeping her nice and round. Good. And trot again, and make one more turn on the center line. So careful that you don't overshoot it. So look where I'm standing now. So turn, so you come under the row of lights. Nice and straight under the lights. Good. Good. And now prepare your halt. You're going to walk round 2 steps and halt. Close the hind legs to a bit. And a salute. Very good. Good job. So tell me